somebody before we go on. On Friday, we were talking about Kid Rock, and I don't know if you read about it. It seemed to be all over the place. But I want to give a shout out to the mayor of Nashville, David Briley, for defending my honor and my good name. Thank you, David. Oh yeah.
And speaking of folks with good names, congratulations to Priyanka Chopra and Nick Jonas, who got married in a traditional Hindu wedding that was packed full of pre-wedding festivities and ceremonies and dance contests, and so
that was some wedding, man.
This is an ABC News special report celebrating President George Herbert Walker Bush. Now reporting, George Stephanopoulos.
Good morning and welcome back as we continue to honor America's 41st President, George H.W. Bush. There you see the motorcade, the hearse carrying his casket, which is just in Air Force Field in Houston, Texas. About a 45-minute drive from his home, accompanied by family members, met by a military honor guard at Ellington Air Force Base in front of Air Force One, which has been sent by President Trump, retitled Special Air Mission 41 in honor of our 41st President, for his final journey to the U.S. Capitol, where later today he will lie in state in the U.S. Capitol celebration with the leadership of Congress, Vice President Mike Pence and his family, ahead of a state funeral at Washington's National Cathedral on Wednesday. Of course, all of these honors meticulously planned with the participation of President Bush himself. He will be met there by General Michael Howard, who's the commanding general of Washington, D.C., in charge of all funeral preparations, and an honor guard that you see there representing every branch of the military service. Also there to escort his father, America's 43rd President, George W. Bush. Cokie Roberts, every moment of these rituals meticulously planned.
By the military. That is what happens with a presidential funeral, and they planned often. What happened to President Bush, for instance, is that some of the people he had originally planned to eulogize him have died, and he has had to redo his plans. But you know, George, thinking about these days of respect and remembrance, which we'll be having this week, I'm struck with the tributes that have come in over the weekend by the thousands, how specific they are. It's not, we mourn your loss. It's from the NIH. He did the Human Genome Project. From the CIA. He reconstituted the agency and brought back its reputation. From individuals, one after another, acts of personal kindness. It's really something to see.
And there we see the honor guard going to meet the casket. Not only institutional remembrance, Cokie Roberts, but also such personal remembrance for President George Bush. It's been said so many times that he represents another era, an era when people used to write letters, and he wrote them by the thousands.
And they're quite personal. His letters to his mother, for instance, really say things that you don't expect young men to tell their mothers, but he did. And if you had any interaction with him, you would get a note. He wrote to me when my mother died, for instance, a very lovely note. He was very well.
President George W. Bush, Neil Bush, their children and grandchildren, and Major General Michael Howard of the Military District of Washington, D.C.